Hello, beautiful soul. Erika here. I am an intuitive soul connector and a founder of Quantum Transformations S.L. I got people around the world to break through emotional struggle and awaken to their true potential through intuitive guidance and high frequency healing. Today, I wanted to talk about prioritizing mental health amidst the holidays hustle. Don't we feel pressurized? Don't we feel that we need to fit so many hats when the holidays come and we need to go places and we need to welcome people that many times we don't feel aligned? Many times we feel really constricted around. So stay in and we'll dive into more reasons why listening to your soul's unique guidance is going to set you free. It is going to help your nervous system regulate. It is going to help you to release all that programming and having shame and guilt about saying no and setting sacred boundaries with family members, especially. So, haven't we all felt the pressure of the holidays, especially if we have families that we don't particularly feel very aligned, or that we feel disrespected or minimized by, or we just feel unsettled and we cannot really put a pin on it? Well, the truth is that our higher self, our nomadic aspect, has a way of knowing, has a way of letting us know through our intuition when something is not right, when something is not really supported and beneficial for us. And we get it through our bodies many times. Haven't it happened that when you have an invitation and even the day before or the day of, you get really sick, you get stomach ache, or you start throwing up, and all these things happen, and then you feel really bad for having a real reason not to go, when then before then you were getting signs, you were getting kind of like this intuitive nudges that that was not the place for you to be. But because we have created all these rules that we need to be proper, that we need to be nice, then we don't really follow, right? And then we try to commit to things that are not supportive for us. So I really wanted to tell you that the healthy route to your freedom and to your liberation is to really lean in and listen to your intuition, to that guidance that is not just protection. It's kind of like a compass that is going to help you navigate your life and achieve higher levels of awareness, of experiences, fulfilling your soul's mission, all of these things when we really lean in and listen. So I will really invite you during this time to set a time for yourself and sit with yourself. And if you're feeling uneasy, if you're feeling pressurized, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like your head is spinning in all directions, I really want you to sit down with yourself and take a few breaths and put both of your hands on your chest. We don't only use our hands for caring for other and doing, but we have energetic centers in our hands that are really supporting us in our own healing. So put your both of your hands on your heart center. And we also have a very important energetic center there, the heart chakra, that connects the higher and lower energetic centers. And breathe there and listen, because when we, especially these days, we are so busy, we are inundated with stuff. Like every day we receive emails, like if we have kids stuff, their school stuff, like their own emotional stuff. If we have partners, like more and more and more stuff. So we are constantly inundated and we don't allow to process all the feedback, all the things that we're receiving, because we're also receiving and we're connecting to others through our energetic field and through our aura. And the aura is ever changing, it's ever expanding. It's like energetic weather. Like one moment is like this, and the next moment is like that. And it's influenced by our emotions, it's influenced by the environment, it's influenced by others, and it's influenced by places too. So it's but solar energy too. There's like a lot of things. So take a moment to really put all the noise, put all the background behind you, and sit with yourself and feel your body, feel your heart. And when I do these things with my clients, I tend to close my eyes because I really want to guide you to center yourself. Coming home to your unique rhythm, coming home to the center of you, and just letting all the background noise just dissipate, letting all the chatter of the mind quiet down, and coming home to yourself. And especially if you have been feeling anxious or annoyed or distracted, I want you to really be present with what is there for you. What is your energy telling you? What are your emotions showing you? What information are you getting from the field? And just breathe and see what comes to your mind. What awareness is showing up for you that perhaps wasn't showing before because you were just so busy, so distracted. But now you're taking intentional time for yourself to be present, to witness your feelings, your emotions. And what is it? Is it a specific event that is coming to your mind? Is it a gathering that is coming to your mind that is causing you anxiety, constriction? See what is there for you. Is it a person in your life that is showing up? But what is the cause of all of this discomfort, constriction, imbalances in your feel, in your energy, in your mood? What is it? Take a moment there and breathe. And if it's a person, if it's a thing, and if it's a gathering that is happening and is in the future, and you've been feeling pretty anxious ever since that was announced to you, what if you just allow yourself to simply say, no, this time around, I would like to choose something different. And just notice how just saying that feels in your body. How does it land? Are you feeling anxious, more constricted, shame, guilt? What is showing up for you? And just breathe. And we're not judging anything. We are just witnessing what is showing up for us. It is just an invitation not to repress your knowing, not to repress your feelings, your emotions, to witness them. See what's there for you. And really, who would you be if you just allow yourself to say, no, this time around I have different plans. This time around I just want to stay home. If you have a small family, you just want to stay with your small family, your partner, your kid, your kids. Well, what would that feel like in your body? Notice all the nuances, all the subtleties, your nervous system. Because when you're bringing that into your awareness, it's like you're having sensations, your body is reacting. And just notice. And perhaps the choice that you have been avoiding, just to have a firm no, is the most supportive and beneficial for you. Perhaps the new levels of you are those to have a person that has sacred boundaries. Because we have been taught and programmed to think that humanity and being a good person is processing other people's stuff, taking on other people's baggage, no having boundaries, not taking aligned choices. That's what they tell us. That's the programming does. But deep inside of us, we know when we're not true to ourselves, we feel it. We feel depressed. We feel anxious. We feel uneasy because we are not being true to ourselves. We're not honoring our knowing, our feelings. So this is just an invitation. And if you're not familiar with my work, I also transmit frequencies, and I also transmitting frequencies to you as you are listening to this. and an invitation for you to allow yourself to try something different this time. If you have been operating from the same patterns all of your life and always saying yes and always doing what others expect you to do, what if this year you do things differently? What if this year you make different choices? What if this year, instead of trying to please everyone, you please yourself by not doing much? Because doing is very human, very in the mind, coming home to your presence and being, less doing, more being. And you will only come to understand, and you will only come to listen to that song that comes from you within when you silence all the things around you, all the busyness, all the clutter, mental clutter, even in your physical space, because your physical place is an expression of your mental space. So if your space is messy, it's also an invitation for you to declutter and help you in your mind to get clearer, more balanced, more centered. To remember its own sun and don't get distracted with all the noise out there. Holidays for me are about pausing. Holidays for me are about reflecting and spending time with people that through the whole year shows up too. It's not, where relationships are not one-sided. And many of us are in relationships with family members, sometimes with partners, sometimes with long friendships, because we feel that we've been in each other's world for a very long time. So therefore, we still need to be, but we're no longer in alignment because we are growing constantly and we are changing and we are shifting. And the person that we used to be is no longer there. And we try to hold the threads, trying to minimize, constrict, origami ourselves into being somebody that we are not anymore. We have outgrown. And this causes so much constrictions in your energetic field, trying to be somebody that you're not anymore. So what if, don't you just make inventory for your home and decluttering your space, but also taking the holidays to declutter your circle, the people around you, even if they're family. In the summer of this year, I made the most difficult decision of my life. And it was to completely disconnect to some family members from my mother's side and my mother, a very narcissistic person, because I try and I try and I try and I try to be somebody that I was not. And I try to please others and I try to be, and I was never good enough. I was never good enough. And that was not supporting me. That was not supporting me in my home environment and how I was raising my child. Because even though I do all this work and I've been doing it for so many years and supporting many others to do that, I was like, it's not aligned. That holding that thread just because it's parents, just because it's a mother, especially mother. I am Latina. And for us, family is everything, especially the mother. And for me to make that choice was the hardest choice of my life. But even though it was really hard, it has been the best choice of my life because I feel free like never in my life. I can see myself from a different perspective. I'm no longer the person that they assigned me to be, the role that they gave me. I give myself my own role. I decide how I like to show up. And it's not from resentment, and it's not from hatreds, and it's not from guilt tripping and shaming others. It's from a completely different place. And this is what happened when we have the courage, because it does take a lot of courage to remove ourselves from those environments that no longer support us, because you will know, you will get all the signs, your body will get sick. I was in sick spirals for so many years, like depression, anxiety. They wanted to medicate me in 2010 because I was going through so many things, and my mom was also included into it. And it was just like so much, so much, so much that they declared me medically depressed, and they wanted to medicate me. And I say, no, I'm going to get myself out of this. And that's when this all started. I started investing in myself, investing in mentors, investing in my own healing, following my awareness, following my intuition, because I wanted to hide it and I wanted to repress it for so many years. Those of you that don't know my story, I grew up in a very Catholic family that didn't want to know anything about my awarenesses with multidimensional beings and my contacts that I had with non-physical beings. And it was really hard because it made me a very shy, insecure girl, and I carried that through most of my life till I started doing this work. Like my life took me here. But before this, I was exhibiting and teaching artists, and I was really successful and really good at what I was doing. But I was insanely unsatisfied and insanely empty in my heart. Empty, empty, empty. And probably some of you know that feeling of not following your purpose, because we have that compass inside. And when we're not doing it right, you feel it, you know it. It doesn't feel good. If you don't wake up in the morning full of purpose, wanting to serve, wanting to be out in the world in contribution, it's completely different feeling. And I have experienced them both, the contrast, the not feeling in my purpose, and now feeling completely on my purpose and being a completely different person, and always growing and expanding every single day of my life. And I'm committed to grow and expansion. And I want you to also consider that for yourself. What is the point of this life if we are just to follow what others tell us to do, to please everybody around us? What about us? What about our joy? What about our expansion? What about the experiences that our soul wants calling us forward to have, to experience? And we are denying that because of fear, because of guilt, because of shame, because of all the programming that we have. But what if we just allow, because the energy of allowance is completely radical, it's completely different to just guilt and shame and following those old patterns that you always known, and it feels safe because that's the only way that you know yourself. That's the only way that you know to operate. So what if, for the first time in your life, some of you allow yourself to make a different choice this time around and prioritize yourself? What if you just have, it doesn't have to take long. This is where people get discouraged, like, oh, I don't have time to meditate. Well, I can do another time explaining you, like, meditation has many facets, many ways. It's just not one way. Not everybody is the same. So we don't meditate the same way. I meditate ironing and washing my dishes. That's the way I'm unplugged. I connect. I get downloads. That's my way. You find your way, turning down the noise around you and coming home to yourself. That's what meditation is. Listening, not suppressing, not bypassing your emotions, because when we feel things, what we try to do is avoid them. We go into avoidance mode and we just Netflix away our feelings. We try to find the fastest distraction, food, shopping, whatever we can grab really quick, really fast. So that's really not supported. That's not sustainable long term. So really wanted to be here for you. And if you're listening to this, no accident, that you're in resonance with my message, you're in resonance with what I'm saying, and you're ready for this. You're ready to take the time for yourself, and you're ready to take the time to give that attention that your soul really needs, that seed inside your heart that wants to be listened to, that wants to be witnessed, that wants to be cherished, that needs your presence and that needs your attention. So I invite you to turn down the volume of all the things around you, the list, the checklist to do, the invitations, the dinners that you have to host, the dinners that you have to attend, all of that. And pause. and decide and go through each one of them. You can create a list, a physical list, or you can just mention them in your heart, in your mind, and see how your body feels. You feel happy, excited, elated, or you feel constricted, evasive, frustrated. Really, really listen and make different choices this time around, because if it doesn't feel right, most likely it's not right. And you have no idea. Like, I work with so many people around the world, and sometimes people contact me, oh, my house is haunted. My house is having all these experiences and it feels awful. I cannot sleep. My kids feel this, like my finances started doing this, and like all these things. And they attribute it to some ghosts or some entities or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'll go and work with the house because that's one of the services that I provide. And to my surprise, it's nothing to do with ghosts, nothing to do with what they think it has to do with. Many times it's somebody that doesn't want the highest and best for this family or a particular person in that household, and is having all this negative intended negativity in one person or in the home. And it's just like this one person, or sometimes it's a group of people that is just constantly created with the thought forms negativity. Or sometimes people go out of the ways and do extra things to bring more misery into somebody's life. So really, really, I mean, those things exist, you guys. As much as I talk about love and high frequencies and high vibes, it's not all high vibes. We live in in a world of polarities. We have the contrast, and it's true and it's real and it's out there. So if your body is rejecting it, if you're feeling it, if really listen. That's my invitation for today. I wanted to take this time to share my energy with you. Let me know if this landed. Let me know how you receive it. And really, really, really take the time for yourself. Take the time to listen to your emotions, your awarenesses, your feelings, your intuition, because sometimes we feel it and we know it, but we repress it. So my intention for today is that you really get a time for yourself and start even, like, I want to plant the seed for you to have that awareness when it arises, and then check with yourself if it's landed right or it feels constricted, and then follow that and make different choices. An invitation for you to just completely reset your field and make different choices this time around and see how you feel. Try something different for the first time. Maybe saying no is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. Sending you so much love, Erika here, and wishing you the highest and best. Talk to you soon.